Hello, hello, everyone. This is Z Zenaida Johnson from Build the Business You Love. And today I am here with Mr. Seth Miller, Seth Miller from Illinois, and the owner of Paradigm Shift Training and Consulting. And also SethTheSpeaker.com. You have some things on there as well. So let's talk. Hey Seth, how are you?
What's going on? Thank you for this opportunity. Right.
Thank you for coming on and talking to us about, what it is that you do and your entrepreneurial, the things that you've been through and your triumphs and your pitfalls and discussing all those things with us. And thank
Yes,
you so much for coming on today.
no doubt, no doubt. Thank you for the opportunity. Seriously, I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Steph, let's talk about a little bit about what you do. I know you said you do a tremendous a bunch of things.
Mhm.
And let's talk about who is Seth and what exactly is the paradigm shift training and consulting? What it is exactly that your business what it does.
Okay, cool. So basically, who I am, I'm just a vessel. If you understand it, right? And I think that when we operate in our passions, we understand that it's not about what we do, it's our why. Why are you doing it? So I have so many different realms of things that I'm able to do, from the motivational speaking to being an accountability coach to even being a DJ and a podcaster. But what is it? Not necessarily what I'm doing, but why am I doing it? And so, who Seth is just a servant. That's all. And how do I help individuals get from point A to point B by using myself as the butt end of the joke? Right? Because I've been there before and I
Right.
don't have a problem communicating and articulating the steps that I either took or, broke an ankle doing, but it's a testament and testimony for somebody else.
Absolutely. And I think we've all been there just going through, these different tiers of growth
That's right.
and understanding, what it is that, our calling is and what we are supposed to be or, and that can change. And I tell people all the time, don't feel like because you are a living, breathing thing, right? Your mind shifts, your ideas change, your needs change. And
Mhm.
it's okay to have those feelings like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't do this or go down this road. Maybe I should go down a different road. I tell people all the time, it's okay, do your research, be impactful, be, you know, have a strategic, way of going about it, but make sure it makes sense.
That's it. That's it. And another thing too, what we struggle with throughout the process, well, I would say not even the process, the journey, we forget to utilize grace.
Yes.
What I mean by that is sometimes individuals feel as though they're supposed to just land on success. No, silly. You got to get there. You got to go through there. You have to
Yeah.
feel it. And part of feeling it is falling but getting back up, right? And look, sometimes individuals have a false sense of reality because they're looking at someone else's
So
journey
true.
and they're analyzing their own. You're silly again,
So
right?
true.
Focus on your own journey, and then you will see that it's not the end result, it's the journey itself.
Right,
You see?
right. That's very true. And I think a lot of us look at people from where they are at the time.
That's it.
We don't see all those struggles, those tears,
That's right.
those nights where they didn't have family support, friend support,
Mhm.
and they were struggling. We didn't see that. We just see where they are today.
That's it.
And we think, hey, how come I'm not there yet?
See?
And you didn't put in that work.
And you know what happens? Just by asking that question, that becomes that starts the spiral of a weapon of mass distraction.
Mm,
Because that means you're starting to focus on everybody else. And you're like, wait a minute, you're focused over here. They not focused on you.
yep,
Why don't you focus on you?
yep.
You see? And then therefore, when you're not operating in your own gift, you start missing your own
And your
blessing.
why, as you mentioned
And you're
earlier.
there you go.
Hmm. And your
Mhm.
why. That's very true. That's very true. Wow. So what made you create this business stuff? And because I see that you are out there helping people and training people and assisting people in their journey. let's talk a little bit about, what made you actually do this, what, where you feel that your gift came from, and what made you go out there and take a chance on it and just start.
Well, okay, that's a great question, and I will use a part of my book to help to articulate that. What
And what is the name of your book? State the name of
Oh,
your
okay.
book.
Oh, no problem. The name of the book is The Black Collar Mindset,
Okay.
right? And it can be found on the blackcollarmindset.com, theblackcollarmindset.com. And what I do is I can give individuals signed, autographed books. Nevertheless,
Beautiful.
or but it's anywhere you look at it. And it's also on audible.com, right? So you can listen to it. Um, but anyway, so within the book, there's a section in there that talks about an acronym that stands that's is wait, WAIT. Okay, and WAIT stands for why am I talking.
Mhm.
The thing is that I really had to analyze what I was doing, and I kept pointing the fingers. This person need to do this, this person need to do this, I wish this person would do this. But as I was talking, I was not able to listen to, hey, maybe you're the one that can do it, right? Stop talking so much and start doing so much, or try. So I had to get my skills obviously together, because it's one thing to know how to talk. It's another thing to know how to communicate, but it's also another thing to know how to connect. So I had to learn through that and put myself through formal training to be able to connect to individuals, no matter who they are, what they look
Beautiful.
like, in order to help them to comprehend. Okay.
Beautiful.
And then once I was able to do that, then I had to learn how to scale, prioritize it, and then package it so that no matter where I went, I was helping individuals no matter what they look like. So there you go.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And what does that package look like? Like, are you into digital products these days? Are you into podcasting? Uh, how do you sell your products and your services?
Well, the first thing I do is I sell my personality. Okay. Sell my personality, because if you think about it, everyone has something to sell.
Yes.
But what I'm giving individuals my personality to let them know they can be the best version of themselves. And I offer the opportunity to allow them to let me help them to unravel their own gifts. So,
Mm,
so if they think that they're cool, then good, you know. But if you do need help with accountability, I can help with that. If you need help with articulating yourself to your ideal client or your ideal audience, I can help with that. If you have, let's say you're inspiring to be a podcaster, but you don't know how to find your niche, I can help with that. And then that's what I
wonderful.
do. So I basically listen again, listen to what people need. And then
Yes.
sometimes I can say, hey, I'm just not the one, but I know
Right.
somebody that
And
can
that's
help.
okay too.
Yeah.
That's okay
So,
too. People, people don't get that part, that it's okay to say, this isn't a good match.
yeah.
We're not gelling well.
Yeah.
This isn't a good match right now. Perhaps in the future. I think people sometimes have a hard time saying no to money.
Mm.
And I have learned that all money ain't good money.
No, it ain't. It ain't. But you know what? Another thing, the most important thing, not all energy is conducive to
That
yours.
listen,
So then when you say
listen.
no, sometimes we forget no requires zero explanation.
Yes,
No, I'm good. And
yes,
that is it. It's period
yes.
after that. You see?
I've
So
had
no.
customers like that, when I did my, especially with the event-based business, because I dealt with so many customers.
Mhm.
And I had to tell a woman, I don't think this is gonna work out. And she proceeded to write a horrible review on Yelp. She did all kind of stuff. And I said, thank God I didn't do business with her. And
You
and
got
I
to
and
do it.
I even, I went to Yelp and I said, hey, listen, I haven't even done business with this person, and they wrote a bad review because I wouldn't do business with them.
That's right.
And I think people get, insulted because they feel that because they are driven by money, that you are also driven by money.
Absolutely.
And like you said, that energy, listen, energy is so important to me, and good vibes and positive vibes, because if it doesn't mesh well, and you feel something is there, sometimes you don't know what it is,
That's
but
right.
sometimes you don't, you just don't feel that it's something there. I'm okay with saying, okay, I'm sorry, this isn't going to work out. And
Right.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of new entrepreneurs, they have problems with saying no, and they like to take in everybody isn't your customer.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's okay though. It's okay because, and what I also do help individuals do to help set emotional boundaries.
That's a good one.
I help them to set emotional boundaries. And also, too, it's not just the emotional boundaries that you set. Sometimes it's to say, I'm gonna put my line in the sand. First of all, that's your problem. You're putting your line in the sand. What happens? Anybody can come and dust it off, right? A wave can come and then you have to redo it. No,
Hmm.
I help individuals to draw lines in cement to the point where no matter who it is, it can be the dog around the corner, can't cross that line.
Beautiful.
See? And then I also help individuals to identify energy vampires.
Mm.
You see? I help people to protect their neck, so to speak, and how
Wow.
to aid to identify them and to understand if they're becoming one themselves,
Mm.
a low key
That's
manipulator.
interesting.
You see? So it's certain things that are put in our ways that prevents us from getting the things that we say that we want.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I could see how those things, identifying the energy vampires, articulating yourself, and you teaching people how to do these things, and drawing the line and the concrete, as you say, I
That's
could
right.
see how these things could help in their marketing strategy,
Mm-hmm.
because in doing so, you're helping them build upon the things that they are looking for in a customer,
That's right.
you
That's
know
right. Mhm.
so this, I could absolutely see how, the services that you offer helps people to identify who their customer profile is, who their best, how to go out and reach out to that customer, where
Correct.
that customer is playing, and heading, and on, social media. I
Mhm.
can see how those ideologies can come across and can assist people in finding out, and entrepreneurs, I should say, and finding out who they need to be marketing to based on their personality.
Absolutely. And then, so like you said earlier, I have to understand when I'm not the right fit for someone else. What I mean by that is I'm not a life coach,
Mm.
excuse me. I'm an accountability coach, meaning I'm not here to hold your hand, right? I'm not here to make you feel good. That's your business. You see what I'm saying? Because of my assertive thought process and energy, right? Being retired Air Force, we
Oh,
get things done. It's this way, that way, or whatever. But what is the mission? So what I do is I I empathize and I sympathize, but I don't placate long because I'm there to help you identify action. What's the call to action? Okay, after somebody that hurt your feelings back in the 80s, maybe you need a therapist. That's not my job. Once you take care of that, come back here so we can. I'm not here to unpack your issue.
right.
Okay. So I'm here to get you from point A to point B and then to give you a strategy so that now I can go and you can continue the strategy that we created
Absolutely.
together. You see?
Absolutely. It's so many people out there who, you know, I don't know if they frown upon therapy or if it's looked at, especially within our community, but it's so many that need therapy, especially that I've talked to, on my one on one sessions with people, that, it goes into their business,
Yes.
and they don't realize it. They don't realize why they keep repeating certain cycles,
Mhm.
why they're going through certain trials and tribulations, because something that, could have possibly traumatized them from years ago, and they've experienced that trauma, and that trauma now is inside of not only you, but inside of your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so they've never identified it, coped with it, and healed from it. And they don't know why they have a certain type of avatar, right? So when you think about this, we have an ideal client. We already have the ideal client in our head.
Absolutely.
So What is it that we are doing as a content creator, whatever it is that you're doing, a business owner, whatever service that you're doing, what are you doing to attract the avatar that you want? You
Right.
see, it starts with you, not with them, because the individual that you want is waiting on you to see them. It's not the other way around. So, how are you positioning yourself? And it
Absolutely.
starts with your emotional bandwidth.
That's
See,
that's 100% true. Guys, if you're listening and you are stuck and you have no idea where, perhaps you are to start with your marketing, you have to start there.
that's right.
You have to start there because it starts here.
That's right.
It starts there. And it's so important for people to understand, what they're out there looking for. Sometimes you hear people say, well, I don't care who the customer is, but you should.
Sure.
You get you have to, do this, figure out who your, like you said, your avatar is, who your persona, whatever it is that you want to call it, who this person is. And you have to understand, where they eat, where they sleep, what are the TV shows they look at, what are the Facebook groups they're in, where they hang out.
Mhm.
And by doing so, through, figuring out what your mission is for your business,
That's right.
yeah, you have to discover that. So a lot of times we're working backwards.
Hustling backwards. Yeah.
Hustling backwards. We're
Mhm.
doing it the opposite way.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you teach people how to do it the right way.
Yeah, I try to. So the thing is this. No, take that back. I don't teach people how to do it the right way. I help them to communicate what they want.
Mm,
You see, because if they say, "Hey, I want this, this, and this," I just ask questions. Okay, so if you want this, what are you doing to get there?
right.
Okay, do you think that's the best way of doing that? Okay, so how has that worked for you? Really? So, what do you want to come from this? All right. In the next 24 hours, what type of calls are you going to make to
Right.
receive the same result? So, being an accountability coach, I ask questions, write down the answers, and then I ask you those same questions. You
To
see,
help them to uncover.
see,
Amazing, amazing. I know I was talking to a person about a month ago, and he's like, yeah, I want to start this clothing line. I already have this thing going. Everybody wants to do a clothing
oh yeah, oh
line.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, what have you done so far?
Hmm.
And he's just like, oh, I have a logo.
See,
I said, okay, okay. So you're starting with a logo? It's like, yeah, I have a logo. I already know what I want. I know how it's going to be on the print, on everything. And I said, okay, well, who do you plan on marketing this logo to? And
see,
he was just like, oh, I want his target market was young um college kids.
oh,
And he's like, yeah, I'm advertising on Facebook.
hmm,
And I said, well, are young college kids right now on Facebook?
see,
And he's like, no.
oh, see,
No.
exactly.
So it's just
And
like,
then hold on, don't forget the other part. Because young college kids have money.
that part.
Come on now. See, so it's different conversations, but what happens is individuals may not understand
Mhm.
certain things, and it's a difference between a business and a business. Some people just want to get the LLC and say, "Look, I got to be." No, not for real, right? Or no shade to any other type of programs out there like paparazzi and everything. That's
Yeah.
not your business. You understand? That's not your business.
Yeah.
So, in order to have a business, the first thing you need to wrap your mind around is having a mindset, a business mindset. And are you able to promote and to sell to people that want your stuff? Have you done
Absolutely.
your own research marketing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes they don't even possess the characteristics
No, no.
of an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, are you afraid to talk to people?
See,
Yeah, I don't want to talk to people.
see
I said,
now.
well, you have to build relationships.
See,
Are you afraid to, put yourself out there and And self, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to do Facebook ads.
They just want the money.
And it's just,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to, come, everybody isn't an entrepreneur, everyone isn't a business owner,
That's right.
or you have to build that within yourself. So
That's
I
right.
think for a lot of people, it starts there.
Hmm.
And they have to understand that right now I don't possess these qualities. I don't behave that way. I don't act this way. And I have to, instill in them, well, this is the things that you need to do in order for you to start thinking and having a business mindset. Because it just doesn't come. People are not going to just give you money and say, "Oh, here, I'll take your." They have no idea. They don't know you.
That's right. That's right. Just like anything you may have natural
Yeah.
abilities. Okay, you may have natural abilities, but how is it being cultivated? So, like when I help coach individuals for their speaking, that's something totally different because it takes practice, right? It takes confidence, and then it takes authority from them. You see? So you have to cultivate, you have to work on it. You can't just sit back and say, "Hey, I got a great idea, give me some money." Silly. Who go do
Give
that?
me somebody.
You say, "Give me some money, give me some money." No, get out of here. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
so you still have a cornball mentality. You see, what do you think you're going to get from that mentality? Cornball issues.
Yeah, and
You see?
results.
And results. So, how about we have different conversations with ourselves,
Right,
you see, and be realistic? So, that's
right.
what I help individuals do in a nutshell.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. I have another question for
Yeah.
you. As far as support goes,
Mhm.
I would say the first question that people ask me is, how do I start?
Mhm.
The second question is, I have no support. My friends and family, they didn't come to my grand opening. They didn't help push a broom. They didn't help to, ask me, was anything necessary? Do I need your help in doing anything? What type of support do you think a business owner from friends and family needs in order to be successful?
Okay. So, what I would say from that, it's a difference between family and relatives,
Hmm.
right? And sometimes it's with blood. By blood, you're related to a person, and then by having family is by experiences, and individuals have shown you, right, through
Yes,
trial and tribulations, they were there.
yes,
So I believe if individuals take the time to analyze their own track records and individuals that's in their circle, they will realize before they even open up or want to start a business that not everybody in their boat is rowing. You dig? Oh, as a matter of fact, I'll do it. You see? So, with that being said, support can look like so many different things. It can be monetary, it
mhm,
can be emotional, it can be just sharing a post, it can be, hey, I know somebody else that can help you out.
yes,
So, to the business owner, they have to break down what support looks like first before they give individuals false expectations that they can't even rise to, because you will be considered the fool if you asking somebody that does not have money or already have their priorities laid out for money, and now you are emotionally upset because they didn't do something for
absolutely.
you, because chances are if they could do it for you, they might have been able to do it for themselves.
Right,
You see?
right.
So stop counting people's pockets just because they're family, you see, or they're related to you, right? So you have to be able to compartmentalize people. You can't put everybody in the
In the
same
same
category.
bucket.
Can't do that. You see, then your feelings going to be hurt, and then you're going to
Absolutely.
say, "Oh, well, you know what? I wanted the business, but didn't nobody support me." You know why? Because you were surrounding yourselves by individuals that were not capable of
Right,
supporting you the way you want them to.
right. Absolutely. I always tell people, I said a big part of it is sometimes, they may not know how to support you.
There you go.
They may not know or understand what goes into starting a business, the blood, sweat, tears, the up all night,
Yeah.
all the stuff that you've done to be where you are or where your goal is to be.
Mhm.
They don't understand that.
No.
Everyone does not have that business mindset, that business mentality, the entrepreneurship, vibe with them. They don't have it. And
Mm.
that's okay. I tell people all the time, that's okay. don't be mad at your friends or your family if you know they are not there supporting you. Like you mentioned earlier, if they knew how to do it, they would have been doing it,
Right.
right?
That's what they say. Sometimes they say, you know, the old saying, if you knew better, you do better. So
Hmm.
that's what I talk. This is what I talk to individuals about as I'm opening up a conversation or being a keynote based off of what I'm talking about. Another acronym, Q-tip. Okay. Quit taking it personal.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
especially
Right?
in business. Oh
Stop,
man,
hey, stop taking it so
man.
personal. Look, well, they don't want to support me. Well, maybe because your products suck. You ever thought about that? Mm, or they don't want to do this. Well, maybe it's not your time.
Yeah,
You see how much intellectual proper no sweat equity have you put into your own business? You
yeah,
see, and sometimes here's the other key. Sometimes you teach individuals how to treat you by the way you carry yourself. So, how do you expect individuals to come to you as though you are a business if you're not even operating or you don't exude a business mentality? So it
absolutely.
starts up here. It starts by the way I dress. It starts by, hey, I always keep a card on me. Hey, listen,
Hmm.
I don't know if you need this, but just in case, boom, holla at me.
That's
Whatever
right.
the case it is, know how to find, well, find your elevator pitch in any different
Any
situation,
situation.
any situation. So you are your work, you are a walking billboard all the time.
Absolutely.
So the way you carry yourself teaches individuals how to treat you, family or friends or
Absolutely.
foes.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell people all the time, everyone, for one thing, everyone should know exactly what it is that you do.
There you go.
No one should ever have to question and say, oh, okay, well, she does, no, you come in a room and you, like you said, exude that character. You set forth who you want people to know you as.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important, like you mentioned earlier, for people for you to show people how to treat you, and that's in any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If you want flowers every day, if you want with your personal relationships, that people don't realize they go hand in hand with your business relationships as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing you're going to do in your personal relationships. Those characteristics, those flaws, those red flags, they follow you into
Absolutely.
your business relationships as well. So
Absolutely.
you have to look within. You have to look at yourself and your mindset and figure out. And I love what you said about not taking things personally.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I can't tell you how long, just starting out, I held things in and held grudges
Yeah.
because I held, I took things personally. I did. And in starting a business, you realize that you can't do that.
Mm-mm.
It's a business. People are not gonna have the same expectations.
And that's number one.
Yeah.
Other part is this, and it sounds so mean. It sounds so mean, but you are not the most important person in other people's lives.
Yeah.
Hey, so get over yourself. Now, going back to being in the room, you have to exude the type of presence that doesn't say why is she here, but oh, she's here.
Yes.
You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? Why is he here versus oh, he's here?
Yes.
You see? So to your point, individuals need to know that even if they don't know your business, here it is. Watch this. Even if they don't know your business, they know you about your business.
Mm-hmm. Very
See?
true.
They don't
Very
need
true.
to know your business, but they know that you're about business. You see? So that takes training, it takes mentoring, it takes followership. All right. It takes putting down something that you're doing for a minute, helping somebody else with theirs, and now you're understanding the logistics of certain things. So now you can bring those same type of things that you learned to now your business. And
Mm-hmm.
now it's helping elevate yours because going back to the beginning, servitude, I'm serving them.
Yes.
And chances are you're learning something
Oh
that
yeah.
individuals are paying for, but you're getting hand on experience that you can translate to your own business. And then you low key have a partner. Come on now. So once you
Absolutely.
realize that you're not the most important person to other people, make sure they are the most important person. How can
Absolutely.
you help them?
Absolutely. And a lot of times, people, I ask them, are you the go-to person for this? I know, in my business, everyone who knows me who has a question, they know they come to me
Mhm.
regarding business, regarding
Mhm.
startup, regarding trademarking.
Yeah.
And it prompted me to start this business. And like you said, as an act of serving,
Mhm.
helping and assisting people for so many years,
Mhm.
you set yourself apart from other people.
That's right.
You are now that go-to person. If you do computers, or you service computers, or you fix computers, I ask people, are you that go-to person that people know, in your neighborhood and your family, that they go to and say, hey, I need this fixed.
That's right.
This is something that you're known for. I said, and it's the same thing in business and marketing. You want to set yourself apart, be known for whatever it is that you do, make it yours.
Mhm.
Love it. And that's why I named my business Build a Business That You Love,
There you
because
go.
it's important. You have to love what you do.
Have to. You
You
have to.
Because you don't want to do this and or anything and hate going to work every day. I think we've all been there. We had, a job or something that we hated doing
Mhm.
and went there every day, and it's like, I
Oh
can't
yeah.
do this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Building burned down already.
I'm trying to tell you, and there's times when you are doing something, and shout out to everyone that's doing the things that they have to do,
Yeah,
right? But always, always consider your exit plan every day.
absolutely.
Every day you need
Absolutely.
an exit plan, and chances are there is, well, I'm not even going to say chances are, this is fact. The same excellence that's inside of someone that you admire is the same in you. You just have to tap it.
Yeah.
And chances, here's the chances are you have been hearing signs. Different people come to you, hey, you should do this, but
Yeah.
you trivialize yourself so much you don't think it's a big thing because it comes so natural. But individuals are low key telling you what they will pay you for.
Absolutely. And we were just having a discussion about confidence and imposter
That's it.
syndrome, and you know when to start charging and
That's
when to start
it.
and all of that stuff. We were just having
Yeah,
that conversation, and
right.
and looking within yourself and discovering your why.
That's it. And listen, as long as your why is bigger than you'll be all right.
That's
As
right.
long as your why is bigger than you. But you have to have a conversation. And here's something else. It's a little different. It's a little, a little off. Some people might dig it, some might not. But it's something called shadow work.
You said
Shadow work.
shadow work. Okay.
You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, so shadow work is when you are identifying and coming to understand that other part of you, that the subconscious you that know more about yourself than the
Mm,
conscious you. See, the shadow you is it's like the yin and the yang, but it's the other part of you that say, hey, you shouldn't go and do that. That person
mm,
crazy. Or you know what? I wouldn't do A, B, C, and D. That ain't right. But what happens is our conscious self, the one that's woke, listen to so much insecure thoughts.
oh
We
yeah.
have fear and we have all this, but the shadow us is know more about the authentic us. The shadow us is our true north. So when you identify your shadow and you're like, okay, cool, how do I balance this? Your shadow you is the more assertive you. The
Yeah.
shadow you is the bold you. You see,
Absolutely. It's sort of like that inner child where you had no fears,
there you
right?
go.
Before
That's
when
it.
you were a child, I could be Batman, I could be
That's
Superwoman,
right.
and someone along the line or something along the line, some teacher or perhaps or someone,
Mhm.
I don't know, in your family said, you can't
Yeah.
do that. And you started to hear that. You
You
can't
start
do
to
that.
hear it.
You
You
can't do
That's
that.
right.
And it
That's
starts
right.
to get into your subconscious. And you say to yourself after
Yep.
every goal you implant in your mind, I can't do that.
And you know what happens too? No pun intended, but the older you get, the butts get bigger.
Mm,
Think about it. The older you get, the butts get bigger. I wish I could do that, but
yeah,
see?
yeah,
So what's happening is you're not even giving yourself authority to dream. You're not even giving yourself authority to dream, you crazy nut. You're stopping yourself from even Did you know if you sat in your chair or wherever individuals are right now, if you did a 360 view of whatever's around you right now or in your home, that is a representation of the authority. That's a representation of what you allowed to be in your presence.
Absolutely.
It's that
Absolutely.
simple. Real talk. Say, yo, why is this way? Because I said it was gonna be this way.
Right.
Now, if it's something you don't like about it, when you go get up and do something about it. But see, exactly.
Yeah, you're on point with that. Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, well, this is a great conversation, Seth. I thank you so much for coming on and discussing all these things that your experiences and your business. Let us know really quickly how we can reach you if someone wanted to have your services or buy one of your products or your book, your website, any social media.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. You can go to, if you want a book, you can go to the blackcollarmindset.com. If you want any of the coaching services, it's seththespeaker.com. And then the podcast, all this is on the podcast. If you go to it, it's Lions Pride.
Oh,
Lions Pride 2 1. So, or you can just Google the the Lions Den with Seth. If you Google that, you will see everything. I think I'm like on two different pages. So I'm everywhere. I promise
beautiful.
you. I promise you. And I love to talk to anybody, right? Anybody.
That's wonderful. Really quickly before we leave, why Lions then?
So the Lions Den is, well, first, I'm originally from Detroit, the east side of Detroit, right? And so when me and a couple of my friends, we will sit down in my basement, we talk about leadership, growth, and development.
Mm.
I was like, damn, you know what? Maybe we should just get a microphone and start recording this and start giving it to our airmen because I was in the military, right? Air Force.
Oh,
And then got the microphone and I was looking around and I have Detroit Lions paraphernalia. I'm like, yo. And then we're in the basement, the Lions Den.
Lions Den. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So it's been like
Got
that
it.
for almost 3 years now, strong.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, Seth, thank you so much for coming on today, talking to our new startup entrepreneurs. Hopefully, they gained some knowledge today. I'm sure they did because you pumped a lot of acronyms, information, all that good stuff for us, and we're so
Hopefully it makes
grateful.
sense.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, guys. And don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the Build a Business You Love YouTube page, as well as going on the Small Business Networking Startup page on Facebook. I'm going to put the links down below this video, as well as Seth's information. We're going to put the links to all that stuff, where to get his book and how to gain access to some of his services. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.